It's an interesting question, Raja. I always wonder about this. Like, how much does coaching matter? Does it matter just around the margins? Can a coach make a revolutionary kind of difference to a team? You know, some teams this summer did nothing except change the coach, the Lakers being primarily one of them. I've criticized them for that. But early results are pretty good. I don't know. It's not statistically significant yet. That Steve Alardi was the first to note that when we were messaging. I would be the first to tell people that it's too soon. But these are good signs for those teams and perhaps indications that a different coach with a different philosophy makes a difference. Raja, in your experience, like, can a coach fundamentally change the outcome when the personnel is basically the same?
Yeah, definitely. Philosophy, style, in terms of the way you want to play, given the personnel that you have, does it fit? Just general touch. You know, do you have a light enough hand when you're dealing with pros to make it feel collaborative in a way that you get the best out of everyone? On the flip side, do you have a firm enough hand that if people are overstepping their bounds and starting to challenge in a way that would undermine you, can you put them in check and hold them accountable? It requires a deft touch, and I do think that you can have a huge impact. At times, obviously, the players go out there and play, but like for JJ, it's interesting to me because, well, let's start with Kenny. Like Kenny, clearly you can see like that they've put an emphasis on keeping the floor spread, keeping space, like in a way that Cleveland didn't always do last year. And that's opened up the floor. You see Jarrett Allen, producing on top of the rim. And what was he, 10 for 10 the other night? Like around the rim you can see that's there, right? When you watch the Lakers, it's different, but you can see my eye told me as I watched them play last night, against Phoenix, they lost the game, but the ball looks like it's moving quicker. It looks like they're not as many ball stop possessions. Now they get into pick and roll and stuff like that, but they're not as many. But clearly what they've done is started, and this is what I don't know, Howard, whether this is JJ's idea, if this is an organizational idea, like if this is, the move to ratcheting up Anthony Davis, Austin Reeves usage rate, tampering down LeBron's, feels like they're trying to make that handoff of baton in a way that we've been talking about for years now. And that would be interesting to me. Like, I don't know if that's a JJ thing or if that's like a, hey guys, like JJ, when you come in, this is what we're trying to get done. And we're going to, you know what I mean? I don't have the answer, but clearly they're doing that.
Yeah. And I also just think, and I was there for the first Lakers Suns game. So I was at the one in LA, and last night, of course, they were in Phoenix. The Lakers and Suns have played a lot against each other in the preseason and regular season so far. The ball and the players, there's just more movement.
Yeah.
There's just more dynamism in the Lakers offense right now. And we'll see how long that lasts. And maybe that's just their new personality. And that's JJ's approach. Maybe that lasts the whole season. And maybe they're that much better because of it. Sometimes the personnel could just be the same. Nobody makes a major leap, but you're better just by, in this case, just having more ball and player movement, by making the offense a little less stagnant, a little less predictable. Less time D'Angelo Russell pounding the ball is probably a good thing. I mean, for that matter, less time LeBron pounding the ball is probably a good thing too. I mean, dude's turning 40 in December. And the long-awaited baton handoff from LeBron to Anthony Davis, if that's truly happening now, and if Anthony Davis stays healthy, right? The biggest asterisk you can always put on every Lakers season of his career there. But those things seem promising. Go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah. That's going to be interesting for me, Howard. Like, first of all, like, again, it's really small sample size. So we'll see, but I've watched them a couple games now, and, first time I'm like, okay. And then the second time I'm like, no, that's happening. Like they're running it through that. He's getting way more touches. The people movement, you were absolutely correct, because I said ball movement, but the people, the cutting, the moving, they're just like light actions to get the ball from side to side. Like they're getting the ball to the weak side of the floor. I don't know where you could find that stat, but I would have to imagine if somebody could stat that early in the season, their ability to change sides of the floor with the ball looks just so much better than it did last year. which is what you want to do offensively. Like, you know, you want defenses to have to shift, and then you can take advantage of them on the weak side of the floor. But this is what's going to be interesting after I say all of that. Can AD physically sustain the workload over the course of a season? Right? Like, I mean, let's see if he can do it. Like, I actually hope he does it. And what we definitely don't know, because you can say whatever you want to say, like as a player. Oh, I'm good with this. Like, oh, we're gonna make a slight change. I'm fine with that. Oh, you're gonna bring me off the bench. Oh, sure, no problem. But how you feel about that is a different story. So, like, as it relates to LeBron, like, you can say that you're good not having the ball in your hands as much as you've done for your entire career. You can say you're good with, like, not getting the same amount of that. That all sounds good until we hit a rough patch and things aren't going great. And your natural instinct as the best player on the planet for however long now is to say, I have the answer. Let me get the ball. And that's when it's going to be tested. Right. And that's when we'll find out. And so those two things are going to be fascinating to just watch.
So these are the trends are worth watching here, right? Like, will the Cavs sustain this? Will the Lakers sustain this? Did the coaching change and philosophy change really make a difference? Like, it's a fun one to watch because, as again, like, I'm always curious, like, how big a difference does a coach make? Again, the stat guys will tell you, the analytics guys will tell you, you got to wait until at least 10 games in, more like 20 to 25 games in for things to kind of stabilize and see whether the trends hold. But I think this is a conversation we'll probably be having again as the season goes on.